Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the 1994 Australian 20-cent coin, a piece of everyday change that many Australians would have used countless times in their daily lives. While it may not be rare or highly valuable, it represents an important chapter in Australia's decimal coinage history. From its familiar platypus design to its technical details and cultural significance, this little coin has more to say than you might expect. History and background. The 20-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia switched from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to decimal currency. It replaced the pre-decimal florin, which had been worth 2 shillings, and it quickly became one of the most useful denominations. Big enough to feel substantial in the hand, but small enough to use comfortably in daily transactions, the 20-cent coin struck a balance that made it practical for decades. By 1994, the coin had been in circulation for nearly 30 years and was firmly established as part of the country's everyday economy. Obverse design. The Queen's portrait. On the obverse side of the 1994 20-cent coin is the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklauf. This effigy had been in use on Australian coins since 1985 and shows the Queen wearing the royal diadem crown, with elegant and detailed features. Around the portrait are the inscriptions Elizabeth II and Australia 1994. For many Australians, this portrait is instantly recognizable, as it appeared on coins throughout the late 1980s and early 1990s. Reverse design. The platypus. The reverse of the coin features one of the most iconic and enduring designs in Australian numismatics, the platypus. This was designed by Stuart Devlin, the master coin artist behind most of Australia's decimal coin designs. The platypus is shown swimming through water, surrounded by curved lines that represent ripples and motion. The large numeral 20 is positioned to the left, making the denomination clear while allowing the animal to remain the focal point. The platypus was a fitting choice for the coin, as it is one of Australia's most unique native animals, a creature so unusual that early European scientists doubted it was real. By placing the platypus on the 20-cent coin, Devlin gave Australia a symbol of its natural heritage that has now been in use for decades. Specifications and appearance. The 1994 20-cent coin was struck in cupronickel, an alloy made of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs 11.3 grams, has a diameter of 28.52 millimeters, and features a milled, or reeded, edge. These specifications have remained consistent since the coin's introduction in 1966. Fresh from the mint, the coin would have had a bright silver-colored shine, but coins that circulated widely often became dull or marked over time, especially on the smooth fields surrounding the Queen's portrait. Mintage and circulation. In 1994, the Royal Australian Mint struck millions of 20-cent coins for circulation. This means that the coin is not rare, and most examples you find today will have the wear and tear of everyday use. Nevertheless, the year is significant because it sits within the Raphael Maklauf effigy era, just a few years before the next portrait change in 1999. For collectors aiming to build a complete decimal set, the 1994 issue is an essential part of the timeline. Collector value. Because of the large mintage, circulated examples of the 1994 20-cent coin typically hold only their face value. However, coins in mint state, meaning uncirculated or with very little wear, can be worth a few dollars to collectors, especially when kept in pristine condition. Proof versions, which were struck for collector sets, show the design in beautiful detail and can fetch higher prices depending on their packaging and condition. Cultural significance. Beyond its monetary worth, the 1994 20-cent coin is a small piece of Australian culture. For many people, it represents everyday life in the 1990s, paying for parking meters, buying snacks, or saving coins in jars at home. It is a coin that has passed through countless hands and tells the story of a nation's daily economy. Even though many people overlook it, this coin reflects the artistry of Stuart Devlin and the long-standing traditions of the Royal Australian Mint. Closing thoughts. The 1994 Australian 20-cent coin may not be rare or valuable, but it remains an important part of Australia's coinage story. Its bold platypus reverse connects us to the natural world, while its obverse reflects the continuity of the monarchy during the 1990s. For collectors, it's a necessary piece of the puzzle, and for everyday Australians, it's a nostalgic reminder of change that jingled in pockets decades ago. So the next time you come across a 1994 20-cent coin, take a moment to appreciate it, not just as a piece of small change, but as part of the long and fascinating story of Australian money. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1994 20-cent coin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more coin history, and share your own memories of using these coins in the comments. Until next time, coins in your change, happy collecting. Or do you keep them aside for your collection? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, happy collecting.